There are thousands and thousands of people in nursing homes today who have sustained brain injuries. They are waiting for us to bring a cure for them so that they can come back to their normal level of functioning. I believe that the majority of the country is unaware that we have close to 2 million new brain injuries every year. The great majority of these people have been cut down in the prime of their lives. Many are young people, athletes, students. Whether their accident was a motor vehicle accident or a sports injury, they are totally incapacitated. Not many are able to move forward out of this situation unless they get into rehab programs. And in order to get into a rehab program, certain criteria have to be met. There are a huge number of brain injury patients who are unable to leap the fence and get into brain rehab programs because they don't meet the criteria. And it is because we are unable to help them overcome that severe brain injury that they sustained. And so essentially they're just left to lay there, most of the time in nursing homes, which are ill-equipped to take care of such patients. They only receive custodial care, so they're tube fed and they're bathed, many only once a week, and they wait and they wait. Those that are minimally conscious, such as my son, who sustained his injury almost 4 years ago. In a couple of months, it will be 4 years. And every day I see him, I've never left his side. Every day that I look into his eyes, it's that look of, help me, when can I get up and resume my life again? You see, brain injury not only affects the person who sustained it, but their entire family. It is a devastating thing. It devastates everyone in the family, and you are never the same again. Because unlike most of the medical conditions that we deal with, brain injury has no plan of action. There is no cure. There is no magic pill. And people get relegated to nursing homes and essentially forgotten about, which is why I think the majority of the public is unaware that this is a burgeoning mass of people. For every new breast cancer, there are 9 brain injuries. And how much do we know about brain injury compared to breast cancer? All diseases need to be cured, but brain injury is a very badly neglected area. More funding is needed. More attention needs to be paid to it, because when someone gets a diagnosis of a severe brain injury, the prognosis is usually very dismal and not much hope is held out because there are no answers. Most of the studies that have been done are in vitro and at the moment not being applied to actual patients, but they don't have 50 years or another 100 years to wait. We must find a cure for brain injury and rescue these people from laying in beds where they get no attention. Please, spread the word. We must find a cure for brain injury. The time has come. The time is long past. We need to be much further along in helping these young lives, even older lives. All life should be lived fully and not just have someone hibernate away day after day, laying in a bed in a nursing home with no hope being offered. Thank you.